Behind the scenes. Action. No. What a terrible picture.
Well, you're in it, of course.
I know. We'll have to make this look better sometime. Get a new co-host. Hello and welcome to Industry Headlines. Kevin Kaufman and Fred Weaver here with you, where we take a look at the past week's real estate mortgage headlines and just give you a quick summary. So what do we have coming up this week?
First of all, this episode is brought to you by our Referral Guarantee.
Oh wait, there's a commercial here?
Yeah, because we do sell real estate. So take a look at our Referral Guarantee over at kevinandfred.com/referral. Essentially, we sell real estate. That's what we do. It's how we keep this content free. Take a look. We'd love to help you in the Phoenix area and maybe even some other areas around the country.
Yeah, there's like 40,000 agents here in Phoenix. Why send it to us? Well, Kevin's good looking. We'll take great care of your referral. You'll get paid on time. Your client will thank you. We will make you look really good, and we'll update you throughout the process.
All right.
And we're pretty awesome.
So now let's get to it.
Okay, so here's the highlights. We'll go through these in more detail. Mortgage rates start 2020 well below where they started 2019.
Fact.
2019 rent prices, we're going to talk about what happened to those nationally, most going up, some going down. And I thought Inman, a news source out there, put together a great comprehensive list of 2020 real estate events. I think the first I've ever seen of such a thing. So as you're planning your 2020, you might want to think of what's coming next. And what do you know? One of their real estate events was this little event called NLA Live, which we can talk about here in a minute too.
Yeah, so let's talk about mortgage rates. So this year, started out the average rate sliding down to 3.72 for a 30-year fixed rate. That, first of all, can we just talk about how ridiculously low that is?
Well,
forget about what it was a year ago today, but how ridiculously low that is.
But see, this is where you put into context. I feel like we've felt like interest rates have been so low now for so many years. And last year at this time, it was 4.5. Still not a bad rate, but like 0.8% basis points, 80 basis points less. Like that's huge.
It's pretty big jump downward, I guess, if you will, or pretty big discount. So at any rate, guys, rates are starting out the year pretty low. You know, Freddie Mac, actually, one of their economists came out last year, right around the end of the first quarter, and said, hey, they see rates going down and continuing to go down for the year. And apparently that trend is continuing. So who knows how long it'll go, how low it'll go, but the rates are started down, and that's a good sign.
Yeah, so somewhat related to this interest rates being down is also looking at like what's happening with rent prices, right?
Yeah.
So in 2019, rent prices actually went up in 38 different states. So overall, we're seeing rent prices nationally going up. I thought this was really interesting in this article that I read recently, Kevin. In 2019, multifamily occupancy rates reached as high as over 96%. Like the demand for multifamily housing is incredible. 96%.
That's pretty amazing. You know, obviously I know not all markets are like they are in Phoenix, but especially with all of the building and all the single family occupancy that's available, the fact that the multifamily occupancy rate is as high as 96, more than 96%, like that's a lot of demand for multifamily housing.
Yeah. So basically, you know, 38 states, rent prices went up 12. It stayed the same, fell slightly. Utah saw the highest uptick. They went up almost 4% in rents. It cost $965 on average for a one-bedroom unit in Utah. That's pretty interesting.
Well, and let's talk about the opposite of that. So highest rents in the nation were, no surprise here, San Francisco and New York City. On average, renting a one-bedroom unit was $3,800 a month, $3,877 in San Francisco, and just over $3,000 in New York for one bedroom. Oh my goodness, you could get a mansion for that in most states.
Wow, that is incredible, isn't it? In Montana, so if you want to go somewhere where rents are cheaper, Montana, the rates fell 1.6% to $745 a month.
For one.
Just interesting stuff. I know in the Phoenix area where you and I live and where we receive referrals, as we mentioned earlier, for people looking to buy or sell.
/referral.
Yeah, in the Phoenix area, rents just continue to climb and have continued to climb now for a few years, right? And it it has you wondering if you're selling real estate, like why do people keep paying these higher rents? Like we have to get the word out there that money is cheap. It's at an all-time low as far as being able to borrow it. Our first, headline here today. And then going the other direction is rents going up across most of the country. So why not be investing into your future and investing into your own home? So learning about how to grow your real estate business is something you can do by going to more events in 2020.
Yeah. So Inman, as you mentioned, put together a list of the comprehensive list of the 2020 real estate events. And one of them, my favorite one on the entire list.
Yeah.
I actually read the entire list.
Did you?
The entire list.
I didn't read the entire list. I stopped when I got to April 22nd, 23rd, 24th,
24th, 25th.
Yeah, I stopped right in there.
Yeah, because that's when NLA Live is. Now, you and I know a little bit about NLA Live because we started that event along with Cody Gibson a couple of years ago. And this year will be the 3rd annual NLA Live. And it'll be in the Scottsdale area this year.
Yeah, here's what's unique about NLA Live. First of all, it's a couple of guys that belong to 2 rather large brokerages that aren't at the same company, okay? This is not a company brokerage event where you're going to have to drink the Kool-Aid from your favorite brokerage and they're going to spin the stories that support them in their growth. This is an event put on by agents for agents, right? Secondly, we get some of the very best speakers in the real estate space. Again, not just looking inside of one brand, but looking across all brands, getting people in. And then some of the greatest speakers are also these people that are involved in real estate, but they're sort of on the outskirts of real estate, right? Like Frank Klesitz is one of our speakers at this year's event. He runs viral marketing. He's the CEO. You talk about a marketing, just a brilliant marketing mind, right? He's going to talk to us about how to market correctly and appropriately to our neglected databases, right? And we're doing all this while sitting in Phoenix, Arizona, the home of disruption. You're going to literally see Open Door and Zillow and OfferPad signs and radio commercials and billboards and their signs are everywhere on houses. Like you're going to be in the middle of that. So maybe you're in one of those markets where you want to know how to compete with that. Like come to Phoenix in April for NLA Live. And learn more about how you can compete with that and learn more about how we're competing with it every day.
Absolutely. So that's it for this week's industry
headlines.
Well,
it's not it. You should go to NLAlive.com and buy your ticket. And I just turned industry headlines into a pitch for NLA Live because it's that good.
It should be there.
Yeah.
Go there. NLAlive.com. Buy your ticket now. It's not getting any cheaper. It'll only get more expensive. So we'll see you in April.
We'll see you back here next week for industry headlines. Thanks for joining us.
Bye, guys.